Hello and welcome to lesson 3.2. Today we're going to be looking at animal and plant cells. More specifically, we're going to be looking at the organelles that make them up. All right, our objectives for this lesson are, to identify the organelles based on their picture. So you're going to want to know what they look like, give the function of each organelle, and then identify the differences between animal and plant cells. All right. Eukaryotic cells, which we learned about in lesson 3.1, can be divided technically into 4 categories. We're going to focus on 2 of them, plant and animal cells. All right, so you should be turning to your notes page on 45, maybe, somewhere around there. And you're going to be filling in this information as we go. Again, this should be colored, so please make sure you're adding color to it. All right, on the front page, we are going to be looking at the animal cell, okay? We are going to go clockwise around our cell here, okay? So we're going to start in the upper right and kind of work our way around. So we're going to start with the smooth ER. This creates, stores, and transports lipids and carbohydrates, okay? It is smooth. You can see there's not really any little dots on it like on the purple one here, so that is why it is the smooth ER. I remember the ER, which stands for endoplasmic reticulum, is this one and not this one because the ER is right next to the nucleus. All right, moving down. We got the lysosome. This is a small vesicle that contains digestive enzymes to degrade worn-out organelles. We like to think of this one as the digester. It gets rid of waste and helps clean the cell up. Then we've got our Golgi body. You might hear it also referred to as a Golgi apparatus. This modifies proteins from the rough ER and lipids from the smooth ER, preparing them to leave the cell. So this one really does a lot of packaging and shipping of materials. Okay. Next, we've got our ribosome. Okay, this is where proteins are produced. This is a super important one for you to know, so make sure you know that ribosomes make the proteins. Okay, it is found free in the cytoplasm, and then also that is what makes our rough ER rough. Okay, next we got our mitochondrion. Mitochondria is the plural, mitochondrion is the singular, so just in case you see that, they are the same thing. This is where ATP is made, and through the process of aerobic respiration, which we'll learn about later. Just know this is where ATP is, and ATP is energy. So you probably already know the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. Okay, we got our cytoplasm down here. This is the fluid that supports and contains the cell's organelles, and it contains water and salts. And this is also where a lot of the chemical reactions occur within the cell. Okay, next we got our cell membrane. This is a flexible layer that controls what can enter and exit the cell, and it maintains homeostasis. Think of this one kind of like as the bouncer or the security guard. It's only letting certain things in, okay, and out. So then we've got our rough ER, again, ER, endoplasmic reticulum. We usually abbreviate it because it's way easier to say ER. These flattened sacs are studded with lots of ribosomes to produce proteins for the cell. Okay. Next, these little red things here are our centrioles. These are formed from microtubules and help make spindle fibers for cell division. So we will actually talk more about these when we get into cell division and we see how we make new cells. Last but not least, we have our nucleus, which contains our DNA and controls the cell's activities. And then this little fellow right here in the center, the orange thing, is our nucleolus. This actually makes the ribosomes. Okay, so our ribosomes are made in here, and then our ribosomes move out, and then those make the proteins. All right, moving on to the back of the page. Okay, you should see this one, and this is our plant cell. Okay, for this one, we're not going to rewrite all of our descriptions because we have them on the front page. What we are going to do is we're just going to go through and label the ones that match up with our front page, and then we're going to add 3 new organelles here. We are going to write the descriptions for those, however. Okay, one thing you'll notice is that we do not see a centriole in here. So that is something we will discuss later. No centrioles in plant cells. All right, first up, upper right corner, we got our cytoplasm. Okay, again, filler of the cell. Lysis. Oh, I messed that one up. Hold on. Where did it? I skipped it. Okay, so the little blue thing with the pink is a lysosome. Okay, the pink thing is our mitochondrion. Then we've got our ribosome. All right, and then the green thing that looks like it has like little stacks of green coins inside, that is a chloroplast. This is where photosynthesis takes place, and it gives us the green pigment chlorophyll, which is what we see when we look at plants, and that is because it doesn't actually absorb green light. It reflects the green light. It absorbs all the other colors. Then we got our vacuole. Okay, this is a large sac that is used for storage. It contains cell sap, and it helps keep the cell turgid. We'll learn about that word. So this is a storage container, mostly for water, but it can also store waste and nutrients. Okay. Next, we have our cell wall. This is our rigid outer layer of the cell. This gives a little bit of extra support to the cell. There is still a cell membrane in here, so this is in addition to the cell membrane, okay? And it helps keep it from bursting. Then we've got our nucleus, okay? Our rough ER again. Then we got our smooth ER. Then we've got our Golgi body and our cell membrane. All right, and that wraps us up for that one. I did not change this last slide. Ignore this. All right, so in summary, okay, we've got all these different organelles that make up plant and animal cells. There are some that we find in animal cells that we don't find in plant cells, but we find more in plant cells that we don't find in animal cells, okay? So plants tend to have 3 additional organelles. We get cell wall, vacuole, and chloroplast, okay? So make sure you know what these things do and what they look like. Go ahead and head on over to lesson 3.2 and get started on that must-do assignment. Remember, that is going to be part of the project grade, so that one you definitely want to get done. All right, well, y'all have a great one, and I'll see you next time.